Okay, I'm showing y'all how to make these little crescent roll dealy whoppers. I'm preheating the oven to 375. We've got regular crescent rolls. Spray the inside of the cupcake pans with oil. This always makes me cough. This is coconut, but you can use whatever. Uh-oh. One of them tore in the middle. Fortunately, I'm going to have 3 left over, but it hasn't happened before where it tore open in the middle. Okay, find the end. Yeah, that one's pretty badly torn. I think it's going to have to get just turned into a okay. And then you set the fat corner down into the muffin tray. Whoops. Like this. Setting the fat corners down into the muffin tray. This is the one that's torn. It'll still make a perfectly good thing, but I don't think I can put filling in it. These come 8 to a container, and I want to make 12 of these, so I'm going to use 1.5 containers. And for these middle muffins, you gotta kind of set these off to the side. Put their little tails off to the side. Or they'll be in your way. Careful this time so I don't tear any of them. Taste makes waste. So the filling that I'm going to be putting in them, I made last night, and it is 1 chicken breast, probably about 1.5 pounds. Those chicken breasts are usually about 1.5 pounds. So 1 chicken breast that I cut up into pretty small pieces, diced into pretty small pieces, and I cooked in the herb butter that I made yesterday. along with about maybe a half cup of pico de gallo, and once the chicken and the pico de gallo were cooked, I added 8 ounces of cream cheese. One thing I should have done is there was too much liquid in the chicken, and I should have cooked off most of that liquid, but I thought I needed it to soften the cream cheese, but then it took forever for me to boil out the liquid once the cream cheese was mixed in, so it would have been better to have cooked off the liquid before adding the cream cheese. But it's a nice thick consistency, which is what I wanted. The little peach ones that I made yesterday, I just put 2 peach slices and a little cube of cream cheese, about half of an ounce of cream cheese in each one. They're not very sweet, the ones that I made yesterday. So if you want them to be sweet, you want to throw some sugar in there. And then once they were sealed up, I put some cinnamon and brushed butter on top of them. So ooh, this is really set up. This spoon's not going to do the job. I need a metal spoon. And that was my oven just saying that it's up to heat. Okay, so I'm just getting a good spoonful of this chicken mixture. And this is totally an experiment. I haven't made these before. I don't know if they're going to work. They better, because I'm going to a potluck in an hour. I don't have anything to bring if they don't work. I tasted this mixture last night and it was pretty tasty. Of course, chicken, cream cheese, and pico de gallo. Where can you go wrong? My only concern with these really is that the sauce is going to get too runny and they're not going to let the bottom parts set up. So yesterday, the ones that I made, when I got them out after 15 minutes of cooking at 375, they were very soft on the bottoms and they were quite well cooked already on the tops. So I turned them over and stood them on their heads and put them back in the oven on a cookie sheet for about 5 more minutes to let their bottoms set up. And that seemed to work real well. Well, I got enough of this chicken left to make tacos with later, so if I were wanting to make the whole 16 of these that come in the pack, this would have been enough. But I'm just making 12 because I don't have a lot of time. Set this over here for now. Okay, I'm going to put a little Mexican 4 cheese shreds on top of each one. Oops, that's a bit much. And I'm thinking after I get them out of the oven, I'll maybe put a little bit more cheese on them. Yikes. Getting low on time. Gonna be late. I got in my Temu order that I've been anxiously awaiting. Apparently sometime in the middle of the night. It was waiting out at my fence when I got up. And consequently I spent half an hour I was supposed to spend cooking, opening up this big Temu order that I've been waiting for all this time. Okay, so we put a little cheese on each one. So this is what they currently look like. And now I'm gonna just fold them over, try to catch this lower corner. And this long tail, I just sort of flip it around to kind of seal them up a little bit. These are going to be a little bit messier due to the cheese than the peaches were. I'm hoping these ones' butts cook. The peaches had a lot of juice and this is a little bit drier mix. So I'm hoping that their butts cook. I don't have a perfect pattern for sealing these up. I guess after I do this 10 or 15 times, I'll figure out the best way to fold these. But for now, I'm just trying to pull all the corners together and wind the tail around a little bit. I didn't have an egg to brush the ones with yesterday, but Rhoda kindly gave me an egg to use for these. I don't keep eggs in the house because they don't agree with me, but sometimes you need them for cooking. I'm expecting there to be, these are not all the same size. I'm expecting there to be about 8 people there, so this 12 of these will be enough for everybody to have one and some people to have 2. We only have one guy in the group. When you're cooking for guys, you always got to make a little bit more. These really are not all the same size at all. Maybe I stretched some of the others when I was putting them in, because that one's very little. Okay. Looking for my egg. There it is. Okay. Should have gotten a bigger bowl. This is a good sized bowl, but hard to whisk in. Just whisk the egg. I was reading why you brushed eggs on pastry. I figured I knew, but I wanted to make sure I was on track. And it said that the white helps hold your pastries together, and the yolk gives the pastry a nice shiny color. I got my handy dandy silicone barbecue brush. Just gonna brush some egg on each one of these. There's a lot of egg. I guess I'll cook what's left for the dogs. I know this is a long video, but I have neither the time nor really the skills for editing it like a fancy YouTube video. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful Christmas. funny because it says the egg yolk will give it a shiny professional look, and I'm looking at these like just sort of crammed together in here with no rhyme or reason, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's not gonna look professional no matter what I do. But hopefully it will hold them together. I think this melting cheese probably will hold them together pretty good too. This little one on the end is very folded up, but some of them are only barely closed. Hoping the cheese forms up for them. We'll see what we get. Set this in the sink because I made a mess of it. Okay, and these go into the oven for 15 minutes at 375. This is what they look like right now.